customers. And one way of understanding the needs of a customer is to see whether do you have that sort of people coming to your outlet in Thailand. So if you have a lot of Singaporeans coming to your outlet in Thailand, it gives you a hint really that your food is likely to be accepted in the country. So always look at your customers that you have. Where are they from? Are they from a particular country? If they are all from Malaysia, if they are all from Indonesia, it shows that actually likely that food, if you put it in those countries, it will succeed. Understand the market is very important. So you have to invest a bit of time and energy and even money to do market research and market entry study. I think that's very important because whoever takes on, whether it's a joint venture or a franchise, those questions are bound to come up. If it's a franchisee, they will ask you the same question too. So my suggestion is that be open to engage experts, right? Talk to Professor Priyapon, talk to business coach, talk to people around the industry, talk to people who have come to my country, ask them for their input, ask them how they are successful or why are they facing whatever problems. All those information you have will be helpful in your planning to step into the country. Open to adaptation, that is another point. Thai, fortunately for Singaporeans, we love spicy food, so it's not an issue, right? Your Tom Yam Kun, if you don't have the extra spicy, I'm okay, you know what I mean, right? But for some other countries where they are not into too spicy food, like Japan is an issue, right? They like spice, but they do not like the sort of peppery spice that we're talking about. So there might be a need to really adapt the food. So I think pre-entry studies, test marketing, these are things that we really have to spend time on. One last important thing that we need to consider as franchisor is actually financial modeling. You are successful in Thailand because of your cost variables, right? Labor is cheap. Rental so far is not too bad in Thailand, right? So you are profitable based on those variables. When you step into another country, whether you are going to do it as a company-owned project or even if it's franchising, financial modeling is very important, right? You have to put all those variables in, and then you take in the rental consideration of the country, labor cost consideration, and then you look at the modeling and you see whether will it actually make money, right? Otherwise, whatever royalties that you want to have, whether it's 5%, 8%, is meaningless if the business is not going to be competitive and profitable. So financial modeling, a lot of times SMEs do not pay a lot of attention. They say, I want to go to the country, they just jump in, sign a contract, and off we go. And then later they realize that actually the cost of importing, the cost of labor, the cost of rental just kills the business. So that is the last bit I want to emphasize on financial modeling. Spend some good time doing that, okay?
The information of the local market is quite important. One thing that I should heard is that GrowCo. I'm not sure that any people could used to heard that. GrowCo means go global, but do like local. This one should be benefit from the one who would like to go into an international market. Next, please, Mr. Franklin, could you please share that what kind of the preparation that we have to do before we go international, and what kind of the concern point that all franchisors have to be aware before they go to Malaysia or any AEC countries?
Thank you. I think that we've covered a lot of these points, and Mr. Mok really was very precise and spot on with his advice. I won't. A lot of the things that he said I would reinforce. To talk about a few different things or additional things. One is that if you already are a franchisor in Thailand and you have your own franchisees, I'll use an example of a parent and a child. So in Thailand, you're the parent and your franchisees are your children. And if they are always going to be one or two unit operators, then actually they'll never grow up. They might become more mature, but they'll always be your children. If you're going to find a partner to develop the whole of Malaysia or Cambodia or Singapore, you're not looking for children, because children can't do what you do as the franchisor. So you're looking for people who are more your equal, or can become what you are in that country. And therefore, the mindset you approach when you look for a master franchisee or an area developer for another country is really much different than what you look for in a franchisee in Thailand. And you need to understand that. Companies like Business Coach and Consulting can help you and advise you on the different profiles. In some cases, the franchisee, the master franchisee that you select in another country could be bigger and larger and more established than your own company. And sometimes dealing with those kind of companies takes a certain set of skills and a certain set of challenges that you or your team might not have in your domestic development. So you might need to go out and hire people that have a different set of skills and a different set of experience. The other thing that not just Asian companies, but many American companies and Western companies make as a big mistake is when you are setting up a franchise in your own market, you sell a franchise, you're actually opening a business. You're opening an outlet, you're opening a shop. When you sell a franchise to another country, you're launching the brand. So when you talk about setting up a shop, you're talking about a location, you're talking about traffic count, you're talking about rent and return on investment of that asset. You're talking about trade area analysis. And these are all the things that you might talk about in your domestic franchising. When you're talking about setting up your business in Malaysia or Singapore, if you're having those conversations at the beginning, you're having the wrong conversations. The conversation should be, how do I launch my brand? How do I create market awareness in the market? How do I position myself? You know, I use an analogy when I speak about the Olympics. If you have any sport in any Olympics, you might remember who won the gold medal, the silver medal, or the bronze medal. Nobody, unless it's your cousin or your brother or your sister, you probably don't know who was 5th place or 6th place in any sport in the Olympics. When you go into a new market with a new partner, you really have to be thinking, how are we going to be a top 3 player in that market? Because if you're not thinking like that, then you're actually setting yourself up to fail. So really make sure you're having the right conversations. And I'm not saying the first location is not important, because you cannot make a good business out of a bad location. But way before you pick your first location, you got to talk about marketing, positioning, entry strategy, competitive analysis, etc. The other thing you have to be very careful with, and Southeast Asia is really challenging because of the different languages and cultural diversity, is this concept of we don't do it like that in our market. So if a Thai goes to Malaysia or Singapore and starts talking about how we do it in Thailand, somebody is going to say we don't do it like that here. Or if a Malaysian or a Cambodian comes to Thailand, somebody's going to say that. And the worst thing you can say is, okay, we'll listen to you. The question you have to say is why? Help me understand. And that brings me to my final point, is that in the concept of international franchising, you always have to be listening and listening more, talking less, and learning more and teaching less in many cases. Otherwise, you forget you're not the parent and they're the child. You're dealing with each other as equals. Last comment, 80-20 rule. Has everybody heard the 80-20 rule? Keep 80, change 20, everything will be okay? Craziest thing I've ever heard. If you go into a market and you try to practice the 80-20 rule, you're setting yourself up to fail. I believe it should be more the 20-60-20 rule. 20% of the things like your trademarks and your core brand standards, you don't touch. 20% you know you have to change because of, maybe it's too spicy, maybe it's not adaptable, but the 60% in the middle is where you and your foreign partner have to engage and figure out what do you do with that 60%. Do you tweak it? Do you leave it the same? Do you make major alterations? So don't fall for the 80-20 rule. Don't listen to the we don't do it like that in my market. Very dangerous mistakes, and if you make those in the beginning, very hard to correct them.
Thank you much, Mr. Franklin. To go into another country is not just only open the new outlet. It's just to introduce your brand. This is a good point. Thank you much. ถัดไปนะครับคำถามเดียวกันกับทางคุณอรวรรณนะครับก็ในการที่จะไปคุณอรนุชนะครับขอโทษครับคุณอรนุชการที่เราจะไปในประเทศกัมพูชาเนี่ยนะฮะมีสิ่งใดที่เราจะต้องเตรียมตัวก่อนไปรวมถึงอะไรที่เป็นประเด็นที่เราจำเป็นที่ต้องรู้ก่อนหรือว่าเป็นประเด็นคอนเซิร์นที่อาจจะเกิดผลกระทบกับธุรกิจแฟรนไชส์ของหลายๆท่านในห้องนี้ครับ
ค่ะจริงๆแล้วก็ดีนะคะให้เขาพูดก่อนพี่สองคนเนี่ยก็ได้เก็บพอยต์ดีๆจากเขามาเลยนะคะคือจริงๆแล้วเนี่ยก็เห็นด้วยกับทั้งสองคนก่อนที่เราจะออกข้างนอกเนี่ยเราต้องเข้มแข็งในตลาดของเราซะก่อนนะคะเราทำในบ้านเราเนี่ยมีมาตรฐานหรือยังได้กำไรไหมแข่งขันได้หรือเปล่านะคะพอเราจะไปข้างนอกนะคะอันดับแรกเลยที่ควรจะต้องทำก็คือต้องศึกษาต้นทุนนะคะยังไงกัมพูชาก็ชนะ2ประเทศนั้นอยู่แล้วเลเบอร์ถูกนะคะค่าเช่าก็ไม่ได้แพงมากนะคะทีนี้ที่สำคัญมากๆเนี่ยคือทำ market test นะคะว่าสินค้าหรือผลิตภัณฑ์ที่เราจะเอาไปเนี่ยคนกัมพูชาเขาชอบไหมถ้าเป็นเรื่องอาหารเนี่ยคนกัมพูชาชอบทานหวานนะคะเราก็จะต้องปรับแล้วก็ปรับนี่ก็ไม่ใช่ปรับ20-80นะคะเหมือนที่ทอยว่าทอยเขาบอกว่าปรับ20-60นะคะ20นี่เป็นอันอะไรใหม่ๆที่เราจะเอาเข้ามา60นี่เมนเทนนะคะที่มันดีอยู่แล้วนะคะแล้วพาร์ทเนอร์ของเราชอบไหมสำคัญมากๆนะคะสำคัญมากๆคนที่คุณจะไปร่วมหุ้นกับเขาเนี่ยทอย I really like what you say the partner that we are going to select have to be better than us so if they are not better than us then don't นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยคนที่จะไปเลือกก็ต้องเก่งกว่าเราหรือระดับเดียวกันกับเราเพื่อที่จะดึงธุรกิจเราให้ไปอยู่ตรงนั้นได้นะคะเพราะฉะนั้นดิฉันก็ตอบง่ายแล้วเพราะฟังแล้วก็เก็บของเขามาทั้งสองคนแล้วก็เอามาตีขยายต่อนะคะจริงๆแล้วลืมพูดเรื่องสกินแคร์นะคะของไทยไม่ว่าจะเป็นวุฒิศักดิ์มัคคลินใช่ไหมคะอันหนึ่งดังมากที่กัมพูเดียนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยของกัมพูเดียนี่กินขาดอยู่แล้วคือก็ไม่ทราบเหมือนกันว่าทำไมอาหารที่ร้านอาหารที่กัมพูเดียถึงแพงทั้งที่วัตถุดิบในตลาดก็ไม่ได้ต่างจากที่เมืองไทยมากนักอาจจะเป็นเพราะว่าทำไม่เป็นแล้วก็ไม่มีคนทำเยอะๆเหมือนบ้านเรานะคะหาข้าวมันไก่อร่อยๆเหมือนบ้านเรากินก็ไม่ได้นะคะเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยตลาดกัมพูเดียยังเปิดกว้างรอรับพวกคุณอยู่อีกเยอะนะคะไม่ต้องมากลัวเรื่อง labor cost ที่แพงๆนะคะเหมือนที่มกว่านะคะแล้วก็เลือกพาร์ทเนอร์ที่เก่งๆและดีๆนะคะคุณถามทางศูนย์ AEC ที่มีกระทรวงพาณิชย์เป็นเจ้าภาพถามท่านทูตพาณิชย์นะคะเพราะฉะนั้นสมาคมผู้ประกอบการเองก็คอยให้ความสนับสนุนพวกคุณทุกคนที่อยากมาค่ะขอบคุณครับ
แล้วสำหรับตัวในแคนเบเดียครับในกัมพูชาเนี่ยมีแฟรนไชส์ไหนที่คิดว่ามีโอกาสที่จะเข้ามาสู่ตลาดไทยบ้างไหมครับ
คือจริงๆแล้วอย่างของ Coffee Brown เนี่ยเพิ่งเป็น local franchise อันแรกของเขาเลยนะคะพี่คิดว่าเขาคง enjoy อยู่ในบ้านเขาซะก่อนนะคะเพราะว่าเขาเองตอนนี้ก็มีที่พนมเปญก็กำลังจะไปเปิดที่เสียมเรียบนะคะซึ่งเป็นเมืองท่องเที่ยวนะคะเราคิดว่าเขาคงอยากจะโตให้พร้อมซะก่อนแล้วค่อยจะออกมาเหมือนกันค่ะ
So Malaysia do you know that any franchise from your country that will step into the Thai market
I know that there are brands that are in the Thai market
yep.
From Malaysia, but if you ask me to think of one off the top of my head, I think Pony, the fashion brand, is in Thailand. Old Town White Coffee is either here or planning to come here. I know they wholesale their products here already. But when Malaysian companies look at Thailand, they look at it very positively and as a neighbor that has a land border, especially with the AEC and the reduction in duties and tariffs and open borders It's a very attractive market, and Greater Bangkok has more people than the whole of Malaysia, so it's a big market, relatively speaking.
From Singapore, any new franchise from Singapore will come into Thailand?
Many Singapore concepts would like to come to Thailand, right? We are working very hard to find the right partners that can really take care of the brand and really grow the business in Thailand. So if you are interested, you can see me at the end of the seminar. I can share with you. There's a chicken rice, the famous chicken rice concept that love to come here. There's this bak kut teh concept in Singapore, which I think will fit in for Thailand. Yeah. So there are quite a number of concepts.
But how do you think about Thai franchise market?
Thailand is a significant market to me, and I think that there's lots of potential for Singapore brands to come to Thailand. In terms of acceptance of the food, I think the Thai people would definitely accept it. Maybe we have to adapt a little bit, to make sure that what the Thai people would want, the Singapore brand can really achieve that. Yeah.
For Malaysia, how do you think about Thai market franchise Thai market?
Yeah, I think again it's a big market, lots of opportunities, not just for Malaysian brands, but we have clients from America and Europe. All of them are looking at Thailand as a significant market. Just to give you a bit of information, in the year before last, the International Franchise Association meeting in America had a top 20 list of best places for American companies or international companies to develop their franchise business. And very encouragingly, several Southeast Asian countries or ASEAN countries were on the list. Thailand was one of those countries in the top 20. The Philippines, Singapore, Indonesia were the other countries in that top 20. That's not top 20 in Asia, that's top 20 worldwide. So obviously these ASEAN markets are being recognized as great opportunities due to the continued political stability, economic growth, and urbanization, I think, are the main factors.
Thank you, Mr. Franklin. สำหรับพี่อรนุชครับเมื่อกี้ได้คุยกันพี่อรนุชบอกว่าจากการที่เราดูจากคนไทยมองตลาด as we see from international as we see from domestic country as a local Thai people the view will be different from the one who see from outside
จริงแล้วนะคะคือถ้าเราไม่เห็นถึงความแตกต่างนะคะเหมือนดิฉันถ้าไม่ต้องไปทำงานในกัมพูชาในเวียดนามหรือในพม่านะคะก็จะไม่ภูมิใจกับสินค้าของประเทศไทยแต่พอเราไปอยู่กัมพูชาต้องซื้อผลไม้ที่แพงกว่าที่อยู่เมืองไทย3 เท่านะคะแล้วก็ทุกครั้งบางร้านอาหารนะคะดิฉันรู้มาจากเพื่อนชาวกัมพูชานะคะถ้าใครอยากจะมีร้านอาหารนะเราจะขายได้ดีๆมากเลยเป็นร้านอาหารชื่อบ้านคณิษฐานะคะผู้ใหญ่ชาวกัมพูชามาจะชอบไปทานดิฉันก็บอกเฮ้ยมันอยู่ตรงไหนอะนะคะบอกว่าอยู่ตรงเอเชียติกนะครับกัมพูชาชอบมากนะคะแล้วก็นั่นคือรสอาหารที่เขาชอบเลยนะคะหลายสิ่งหลายอย่างคือเราเห็นแต่โปรดักต์ของเราแล้วเราไม่เคยไปเปรียบเทียบมันกับใครเราก็เลยไม่เกิดความภูมิใจนะคะอยากจะฝากบอกว่าก่อนที่เราจะเอาสินค้าเราออกข้างนอกเนี่ยเราควรที่จะภูมิใจกับมันซะก่อนนะคะถ้าเราภูมิใจกับมันเมื่อไหร่แล้วเนี่ยเราก็จะมีคอมมิตเมนต์เราก็จะมีคอนฟิเดนซ์กับสินค้าเราแล้วเหมือนที่ฉันบอกนะคะว่าคนไทยเนี่ยทำอะไรได้เป็นเยอะแยะแต่ว่าหลายคนก็ทำเป็นเราเลยเฉยๆมันทำให้ดิฉันได้คิดว่าเฮ้ยค่ากินก๋วยเตี๋ยวถ้วยละ3 เหรียญครึ่งนะคะแล้วก็ไม่ได้อร่อยเลยจริงๆแล้วดิฉันก็มีร้านอาหารนะคะดิฉันเปิดร้านอาหารอยู่ 5-6 ปีพอดีเมื่อสัก 5-6 ปีที่แล้วเนี่ยไม่สบายมากแล้วมันก็เริ่มมีร้านอาหารเข้ามาเยอะแล้วก็มีคนอยากเช่าร้านดิฉันแพงมากดิฉันก็เลยปล่อยร้านอาหารให้เขาเช่าแล้วก็ไม่ได้ทำนะคะแต่ถามว่าคือจริงๆแล้วเงินที่ได้มามีอะไรเยอะแยะเนี่ยก็มาจากร้านอาหารทั้ง2 ร้านที่มีนะคะขอบคุณค่ะ
Last question นะครับ Could you please give the recommendation for Thai people or any recommend Could you please recommend that for Thai franchisor before they go outside, before they expand to AEC or to be an international franchise? What kind of thing that they have to complete it before they go?
As I mentioned earlier on, I think preparation is very important when we want to go international with our brand. Okay, and the preparation work that we need to do will be self-preparation is the first one. We have to ask ourselves the questions whether are we committed and personally prepared to take our brand to a different country. So that self-preparation is very important. Preparation of the team is very important too. I mean to say the same question has to be posed to your management team, that your team is with you, because today business is not about one person. You know, you have to. It's all about teamwork, right? You need your people, your operations manager, your general manager, your procurement people to be with you to run this international race. So the team preparation is also very important. The third preparation I think we need to do is actually system preparation. We need to prepare that when we collect money from whether it's a joint venture partner or a franchisee, that we give them the best. And that means that our system has to be prepared, you know, when it comes to franchise support, that we are always there to make sure that, you know, the brand is built and is correct and is properly executed in a foreign country, right? So the preparation of system, preparation of all your materials, you know, and the whole execution of the project rollout is going to be very, very key, right? So these sort of preparations are important. Of course, you have the financial modeling. You have to test market your product in the particular country. You have to check whether it needs to be adapted, right? And I think that also, maybe if I just say a few things about the government support, I think in Thailand it's very fortunate that the government is supporting SMEs to go overseas. So government support is very important, right? Seminars like this, education, right? Giving you incentive. Maybe in Singapore, the Singapore government is very generous. Our companies get grants, you know, when they do franchise development project, when they develop the systems, the government gives grant to those companies, right, to defray some of the costs, right? And when you go to overseas, the market entry study, finding partners, those are also incentivized, meaning to say that the government will pay for part of the expenses. So I think the government role is very important. And I can see that happening in Thailand. I'm very happy today to see Minister Suvik, you know, and the people from the Department of Business Development really putting this as priority for Thailand, you know, that the excellent Thai franchise brands, give it another 5 to 10 years, it will be a different story, and you'll see a lot more Thai company present throughout AEC, and that will be very good for the entire region.
Preparation is very important for you.
In addition to what Mr. Mok has just explained to you and what we talked about earlier, I would say that you really need to profile what your master franchisees or international partners look like. Put that in writing, sell it to yourself, sell it to your team, make sure everyone understands it, so that when you do go out and start looking for franchisees, you get master franchisees, you get the ones that match your profile. I would say you need effective systems and tools and platforms for your operation. Your manuals have to be effective. You know, manuals used to be big piles of books, you know, and stacks of literature. Now it's a hard drive, or it's all done through the extranet. So you have to think you're living in an electronic world. You have to be up to speed with that. You know, you have to have an experienced, energetic team. You have to lead that team. The biggest problem with international expansion is you go where the wind blows, and that's very dangerous. So you have to create a plan and stick to it. It's very hard to say no to someone that comes to you and says, I love your brand, I want to take it to Peru. And wow, they like me a lot, they want to bring me to Peru, but is Peru strategically the right place for a Thai brand to go? No. But sometimes it's very hard to say no, And you can look at some American brands and their first franchise is not in Mexico or Canada, it's in Nigeria, for example. And you look at that and say, is that strategic? So create a plan, stick to your plan. And that's not just a business and a strategic plan, but a financial plan. And don't forget, you're about your customers. So in your franchisor-franchisee relationship, it's like a marriage. But at the end of the day, the customers are still paying your salary, and you really got to make your customers the focus of everything you do. So when you're having that dynamic with your master franchisee, don't forget you need to be talking about the business, and talking about the business is talking about the customers.
พี่อนุรุตล่ะครับมีอะไรจะฝากถึงแฟรนไชส์
คิดว่าเขาคงพูดไปหมดแล้วนะคะหาสแตนดาร์ดตัวเองให้เจอหาความเชื่อมั่นในสินค้าตัวเองที่จะนำออกไปแล้วก็ศึกษาราคาและตลาดนั้นหาพาร์ทเนอร์ที่ดีกว่าเรานะคะค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ
โอเคครับก็นี่คือข้อมูลทั้งหมดนะครับจากทาง guest ทั้ง 3 ท่านนะครับ and we have to thank you much for our honor guests 3 of them and could you please give big hand for them thank you much
ขอกราบขอบพระคุณทุกท่านด้วยนะคะในช่วงเวลานี้ขอ